Think if you hustle harder, everything will fix itself? You think if you skip nights out or work weekends, the math will finally work in your favor? I'm Alex. I work with people exactly like you. Early career, smart, disciplined. They still open their bank app and feel trapped, and that feeling? It's not your failure. It's the economy. It's the timeline you were handed. Young adults stressed over bills, scrolling phone. Let's be blunt. Housing, tuition, and everyday costs rose faster than pay. Over the last decade, the cost of living jumped roughly 20 to 30%. Wages barely moved. That mismatch is real. It's squeezing millions of young people into survival mode. Here's a number to sit with. 61% of young renters spend more than 30% of their income on housing. Couple checking rent payment looking stressed. That's not a budget problem. That's a structural problem. When rent eats that much, saving becomes secondary to not losing your home. So the question isn't morals or discipline. The real question is, how do you build breathing room inside a broken system? First, understand what's happening to your brain. Your brain reacts strongly to immediate pain, a late fee, an empty fridge, a missed rent payment. It does not react to slow losses, inflation quietly reducing your buying power, interest rates making savings meaningless, subscriptions nibbling away at your cash. Because the losses are slow, your brain ignores them. You feel squeezed, but you can't point to the exact villain. Graph showing rising costs and stagnant wages. That's where most advice fails. Work another side gig. Make coffee at home. Those are not solutions at scale. They're band-aids for a hemorrhage. They ignore the real leak, structural cost and invisible erosion. So I'll give you a different plan. Not hype, not get rich quick. 4 practical moves you can start this week that change your position over months and protect your mental health now. Move 1. Build a flexible buffer, not a rigid budget. Set a target, save 10% of income automatically, or at least start with 5% if that's realistic. Automate it so you never see that money as spendable, but don't punish yourself. Keep a small, present fund for weekly small rewards. This is not a license to waste. It's a sanity tool. Visual phone screen showing automated savings app. Move 2. Attack subscriptions and micro drains like a detective. Open your bank app. Scan every recurring charge. Cancel the ones you don't use. This isn't morality, it's math. The average person forgets dozens of dollars a month on forgotten trials, unused apps, and auto renewals. Those small leaks add up to thousands a year. Reclaim them. Move 3. Escalate your income strategically, not reactively. Side hustles are real, but most easy money posts are theater. Don't chase every gig. Pick one skill that scales: copywriting, basic web development, social video editing, or a marketable freelance service. Invest in a single, useful, micro skill for 60 days. Do the work. That skill becomes a lever, more valuable than 10 random gigs. Move 4. Make your money work with simple, low-risk options. If your savings yield 1% and inflation is 5%, you are losing purchasing power doing nothing. Parking everything in the lowest return places is effectively a tax. You don't need rocket science. High-yield savings for short-term buffer. Index funds for long-term wealth. Small automatic contributions to retirement or brokerage accounts. Even spare change investing compounds over time. Start simple. Stay consistent. Chart showing compounding growth over time. Now let's address the mental side, because strategy only sticks when your brain cooperates. You will have days you feel defeated. That's normal. When anxiety spikes, use a simple 3-step reset. Breathe. Small win. Record. Breathe for 60 seconds. Do one tiny financial task. Cancel one subscription. Move $10 into savings. The action resets the brain from freeze to control. Small wins build momentum. You're going to hear pushback in your head. I don't have time. I deserve this now. What's the point? The economy is stacked. That voice is not wrong. You do deserve balance, and yes, the system is stacked. The point is this: balance plus small structural moves beat constant grind. Here's one real example you can use right now. The 30-minute financial sweep. Set a timer. Spend 30 minutes tonight doing 3 things. Stop one recurring charge. Set an automatic transfer of $25 a week to savings. List one skill you can learn in 60 days that customers will pay for. That's it. 30 minutes. Do it tonight. Young adult, confidently checking finances. Now the psychology of choice. When your money availability feels tight, you operate on scarcity. Scarcity narrows attention, forces short-term choices, and sells out long-term plans. Create margin. Margin is the single most underrated financial tool. Even $500 in a buffer changes how your brain makes choices. It reduces reactive decisions. It lets you think, plan, and execute. A reality check on debt. Not all debt is equal. Don't demonize every loan. High-interest consumer debt and buy now, pay later traps are real dangers. Fight them. Low-interest student loans or a mortgage at a reasonable rate can be a tool when used strategically. Use debt as leverage, not avoidance. Happy. Gen Z learning skills or working on side hustle. Finally, community and mental health matter. So many of you feel alone. That's a lie. Talk about money with trusted friends. Find a peer who's also trying to learn a skill. Accountability flips motivation into results. If anxiety or depression is real, get help. Money strategies fail when mental health fails. So, recap, 3 actions you must take this week. Automate a small savings transfer. Cancel 1 recurring charge. Pick 1 marketable skill to start learning. Do the 30-minute sweep tonight. This is not a promise of overnight riches. It's a method to stop bleeding, regain control, and build leverage. And leverage is where compounding begins. You're not broke because you're lazy. You're stuck because the rules changed. You were never taught how to play the new game. Learn the game. Use small, consistent moves. Protect your mind. Build your leverage. If this resonated, do the 3 steps tonight. Share this with one friend who needs to hear it. Subscribe. I'll keep giving real, brutal, and practical steps that actually work in today's economy.